Good morning, traders. It is Friday, June 12th. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to try and do a video before the open. Man, what a day yesterday. We had this breakdown. You can see this upward sloping trend line that defines the upper end of this trading channel. As I'd mentioned to you over the last week or so, we're due for a pullback. You can see how it poked through the upper end of that range. That typically signifies a buying climax. We had all the laggards were rallying. That also usually comes at the end of a big rally. And then, boom, huge down day, the biggest that we'd seen since March. I warned you of exactly this type of event. All in here, I said this is a very low probability trading environment. Trading volumes are super light. There's a low level of conviction in the last leg of this rally. You need to be super careful. You need to be taking profits on all your longs. Go to cash. Go to the sidelines. During my day trades, I was using half size. In the afternoons, I was using quarter size. I could see this coming. And as I said, this is going to be a short-lived decline. This is not going to last more than a couple of days. Well, I didn't expect it to only last one day. We had a huge sell-off yesterday, and this morning the S&P 500 futures are up 50 points. Don't get too excited that you've missed a great buying opportunity, because I don't believe that the market will be able to rally until the downside is tested today. And so on that pullback, we'll have another chance to evaluate stocks and look for relative strength. That's what I plan to do. In yesterday's video that I released, I had 4 swing trades that I really liked. One of them in particular I'm going to highlight this morning because I think it has a really good opportunity for us to sell an out of the money bullish put spread. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at. And I want to show you the price action from yesterday. When you get a pullback like this, and I'm going to overlay my 10P indicator so that we can take a look at what it was doing during the course of the day. It is what I use to evaluate market conditions. So early on, we had this compression, big gap down, tight compression. You can see this bullish cross right in here. We traded that to the upside. I bought DOCU, made a $1.70 on that. I bought trying to think of the other stocks that I bought. Let's see, I bought CRWD, made a little bit of money on that. I bought Netflix, made $2 on that. I bought Shop, made $3 on that. As soon as I saw that rally end, I saw this big rally in the 10P indicator. Now, this would typically shoot us into the trading gap right here. It did not. That's when I knew that we had a bearish divergence and that we were heading down. And when we cracked down and we started to see very, very tiny little bounces, no bounce in here at all, just steady selling pressure, I knew we were going to be headed for a down trend day. And the only way that you can trade that, draw a line across the tops right here. And every time that the market hits the top on a bounce, that's your shorting opportunity. That's your opportunity to reload. We didn't even break out in the last half hour of trading, which is a little unusual. We closed on the low of the day. That is some heavy, heavy selling pressure, and that just doesn't go away. There are some concerns. Coronavirus cases are on the rise. The reason that the market's rallying this morning is because President Trump said there's no way we're going to shut down the economy again for this coronavirus. We're just going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to practice social distancing. We're going to have to put our face masks on. So while that might be true on the government side of things, realize that states have their own autonomy and they could decide how quickly they want to reopen the economy and what rules they want to impose. But I think the bigger issue is that consumers are going to be very, very cautious. They're not going to be rushing out to go to restaurants when they know that the coronavirus is still around. It's been very, very stubborn, and this impacts the economic recovery. So I feel that the market's gotten a little bit ahead of itself. I feel that stock valuations are relatively lofty in here, so we need to be careful. I'm not looking for a massive pullback, but I feel that the market will probably head sideways for a bit. The economic numbers were very good. We had great jobs numbers, the unemployment report, the ADP report, ISM manufacturing, ISM services. Those are surveys. They're forward looking. They both came in really good. China's PMI came in better than expected, both services and manufacturing in positive territory. So we've got a great backdrop, and we've got the government ready to ease and provide stimulus at a moment's notice if this recovery does struggle. So that is a safety net for asset managers. So we want to lean on that. We've got opposing forces working right now that should keep the market moving sideways. Q2 is going to be ugly, but I think that asset managers are going to look past Q2 and know that Q3 and Q4 are actually going to be pretty dang good. So how far do we pull back? I'm thinking we spend a little bit of time probably around the SPY 295, SPY 300 level over the course of the next few weeks. Wait for clarity, wait to see how consumers are doing, wait to evaluate how the coronavirus is spreading. In the meantime, we're going to try and generate some income. So big market declines like yesterday give us lots of information. The information that I want to show you is I really, really like Netflix. I really like Netflix. You can see how the stock had resistance, 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 resistance. Okay, that's a defined resistance level. I'm going to follow across here. Now that we have the breakout, support, support, and we have that 100-day moving average also creeping up into this area. So I like selling out of the money bullish put spreads on Netflix. Look at how well the stock did yesterday. Relative strength, relative strength, relative strength. We'll put up that 5-minute chart, and you can see when the entire market took an absolute nosedive yesterday, this stock, there's the opening price. It pretty much closed just a little bit lower on the day. Not bad at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to be taking a look at an out of the money bullish put spread that we can sell. And I like selling that 400 put, and the expiration for that would be 2 weeks out. So we're going to be selling the June 26th expiration. You can see it right there. So sell the June 26th $400 put, buy the June 26th $395 put. Do this for a $1 credit. You've got 5 points between the strike prices. I want to get $1 because that generates a 25% return. If this expires worthless, that means I've got 2 weeks worth of risk exposure and I can potentially make 25% on that, and I'm in a very, very strong stock. And you can see that that is 45 cents bid, offered at 2 1/4. Can we get $1 for it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we can. We got to see what's happening with Netflix on the open today, but I don't think it's going to surge much higher because it didn't pull back very much yesterday. And you can see the opening indication is for it to be up just a little bit on a huge market rally. So that's a trade that I think that you should try and get off today. If I had to place a stop order on it, I would want to make sure that since this is a swing trade, that we're evaluating the price of the stock on a closing basis. So in the last 5 minutes of trading, if the stock is closing below 400, then I would stop that trade out. I would buy back the put spread. So with every passing day, that spread starts to soften and contract, and time decay starts to work its magic, and it gets easier and easier to manage. I don't see Netflix really going anywhere, and that's one of the reasons that I like it. And if by chance people are super freaked out about coronavirus again, they'll stay home and watch movies, and that plays right into Netflix hands. So really like this stock. It's a great opportunity today. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe I'll try and do a few more of these videos before the open to give you a trade idea heading into the day. By all means, subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. If you haven't done that yet, this opportunity has probably passed you by. So don't miss any future trades. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on the notifications. Good luck trading today. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get this initial opening bounce higher. You can see this long-term upward sloping trend line that was barely preserved yesterday at the SPY 300 level. You've got the major moving averages coming into play, the 200-day moving averages at that 300 level. Yes, that's going to hold over the weekend. Wouldn't be surprised for us to come back and check that 295 level on the SPY sometime in the next week or so. We've got quadruple witching coming up a week from now. That usually has lots of volatility. So I'm not looking at this opening rally as being something that's going to hold. With this type of selling pressure that we saw yesterday, that steady selling pressure, Every time a buyer came in, whap. Every time a buyer came in, whap. That tells me that there is some serious profit taking going on. So this might be a nice little feel good rally this morning that we're getting 50 points out of the gate, but I suspect that we are going to be testing the downside through the course of the day. And on a day trading basis, until that bid is checked, until that bid is verified, I'm not going to be buying. I'm going to be watching to make sure that the selling pressure has been relieved at least for a day. And then I'll start taking a look at some of the stocks with great relative strength. Focus on your QQQ, your NASDAQ 100 stocks, the big boys. Apple looked really good. Microsoft looked really good this week. I think those are a couple of stocks that you might consider for day trading. Thanks so much. Good luck with your trading today. I may try and get another video off a little bit later. Good luck.
Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.